Yes. Hi everybody, Sensei Ross here. Today I'm talking to you about the third Senior Kata. So you've seen the first and second kata tips on how you can improve those. The third kata goes to the next level again. So first couple of katas, there's some basic blocks and strikes and stances. The third kata puts in some combination blocks, combination punches. There's multiple 180-degree turns, so it's about looking, it's about balance, it's about putting combinations together in the right sequence. So hopefully you'll get some benefit out of this, and will help with your improving your kata and get it ready for grading. So with our third Senior Kata, we've got attackers coming from all four directions, so north, south, east and west. Got to make sure we look, okay? So when we're doing those 180-degree turns, I'll talk about looking over our right shoulder, no matter what part of the kata you're doing. If you're looking behind, you're looking over your right shoulder. So just bear that in mind. The first two katas of Aikido, the first two Senior Katas, start with a block and a strike. That's the first kata. And the second kata, block, judo strike. This kata starts with a preemptive strike. So what we do, we go straight into a Jodan Suki, followed by two Chudan Sukis, followed by a Jodan Suki. Maigiri. That's the sequence of strikes. So we haven't blocked to start with. We've gone straight into a punch. Two punches low, high, Maigiri, land back. The reason we're doing those two low punches is to actually get our attacker's hands down. So we've thrown one high. The hands are coming down because he's protecting against those low punches. We have a pause between third and fourth strike. His hands come down. Hopefully we've got a clear shot at the head. That's the reason. There's a pause between the third and fourth punch. So we want to see that every time you're doing that combination. See that little pause between 3 and 4? Just want to see that. So, first attacker is coming from directly in front. We step forward. Second attacker is coming from the left. So make sure we look before we do anything else. We look. What we're going to do here is a kake block lower tissue at the same time. So we're blocking a head strike and we're protecting our ribs with that lower tissue. So it looks like this. As we're coming around, we're protecting our head from that strike. That's out here protecting our ribs. It's not in here, which is doing nothing. It's out here protecting our ribs from a lower kick potentially. So we've stepped, pivoted, blocked, and we're now going to do that 4-punch combination again, followed by the Maigiri. So it's 1, 2, 3, pause, 4, Maigiri. The next attack is coming from behind us. So what we need to do is look again. Always look over our right shoulder. We look to see what's coming. We step our right leg around, block with the kake, lower tissue, throw the 4-punch combination again, followed by the Maigiri. Last attacker in this sequence is coming from our right-hand side. So that's the last point of the compass. So we look, we pivot, we block, do that lower tissue. Sorry, my back's to you. We work it out. We step forward, 4-punch combination, pause between 3 and 4, Maigiri off the right. Next attacker is coming from there. So again, I'm looking over my right shoulder. This time I'm going to step my left leg around. So I'm going to step into a fighting stance, block it the same way that I have been blocking, so it's a kake lower tissue, and now we're going to step into a deep stance and start the next sequence off. I'm going to do this video in 2 sections, so that's the end of the first one. The next sequence, I'll go through that with you. Hi everybody, Sensei Ross back here. This is focusing on the second half of that third Senior Kata. So you've just seen the first video, hopefully. All of those 4 attacking sequences were done in fighting stance. You would have seen at the end of the last video, I've stepped into a deep stance. So the next 4 attackers are handled in that deep stance. So make sure we've got a good Zen Kutsadachi stance going. We've got rocking our back leg, our heels on the ground, our both feet facing forward. Knees should be bent so we can't see our toes. and we're nicely balanced in that Zen Kutsudachi stance, okay? So it doesn't matter which way you turn, you should be able to do that Zen Kutsudachi stance. So that's what we're going to do the third Senior Kata in. One thing I didn't talk about was the punching sequence. So you'll see that I'm doing Jodan Suki, Chudan Suki, Chudan Suki, Jodan Suki. So the difference in the height is about that much, because we're trying to hit the midsection here with the Chudan Suki. When we see this kata being done by people that are only learning it, we see a lot of these punches. So it's very short distance between in height. So we want to see them nice long punches. So coming back, you still want to see that fist coming back. 2, 3, final punch, 4. So you can see the difference in the height, okay? We don't want to see it like that. We want to see that type of height differentiation in this kata. So we've stepped into that deep stance. This is the attacker coming from the front. We've given the 4-punch combination. That doesn't change. This time we're going to do an inside-outside crescent kick. And we land backwards with our left leg. So it just comes off our left. Nice high kick if you can. And land in that left foot back situation. Again, we've got attacker coming from the left-hand side. So we're in deep stance here. So just come back a little bit so you can see. Deep stance. We're looking to our left. We're going to do a different style of block. What we're doing here is a lower block and an upper tissue. So lower block, elbow should be slightly bent, out away from our body. Upper tissue should be up protecting our jaw, our head, okay? So it's no point blocking down here. We see a lot of people do this. It's got to be up there protecting your head. So nice and high. This protects us from the that potential roundhouse kick to the head. So we look, we block, and as we're pivoting. So we're looking, we're blocking as we've pivoted. And note that I've back into that nice deep stance. I step forward in a deep stance. Throw my 4-punch combination, followed by an inside-outside crescent kick. Again, I've got an attacker coming from over here. So I'm looking with my right, over my right shoulder. I'm going to step around with my right leg, lower block, upper tissue. Stepping forward, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inside, outside. Attacker coming from here. Nice block. Hand up high on that tissue. Stepping forward. 2, 3, 4. Inside, outside. I'm looking over my right shoulder. I'm going to step my left leg around. I'm going to get into a nice deep stance on the other way around. Nice blocks. Stepping forward. This is where we ki-eye. Ki-eye on those first 3 strikes. Land it back. Back into Haggadach. Formalities as usual. Stepping back into Haggadach. So that's the third Senior Kata. So 2 different style of blocks for the first in those first and second halves of the kata. So kake, lower tissue, second half, upper tissue is nicely protecting our head. Our lower block is protecting our lower body. So this is, you could also call this a wall block. To protect it from the top of our head all the way down to our hip. Good block. You can use that in your sparring. So that's the third Senior Kata. Practice it. Use this video to fine-tune your kata, and it will improve.